Yo, what is going on, you guys? It is your man, Two Down Dan, and I am so excited to be bringing you this video because today we need to talk about what is the best beginner bike, because I know there are so many people out there right now who are searching YouTube, searching information online all over the place, and they want to know what is, let's put it into first, they want to know what is the best beginner bike. And guess what, you guys? You have found the right video, because I happen to be sitting on the best beginner bike in the entire world. So I'm pretty much gonna glaze the Ninja 500 for like 10 to 15 minutes here and tell you why after 8 months of daily riding this bike, you guys, I am still thoroughly pleased. I smile every time I look at it. When I ride it, it's insane the amount of pleasure this bike gives me. And as a beginner, the confidence that this bike instilled in me to believe in myself, knowing, oh wow, I really can do this. You know what I mean? Like, I really can ride a motorcycle, because when you watch stuff online, there's a part of you that knows you can do it, thinks you can do it, but there's a whole other aspect of actually doing it. And getting on that bike, swinging a leg over, dropping the clutch, putting it into first gear, it is just scary, and it takes a little bit of time to gain your confidence. And starting on a Ninja 500 is the way to go, 100%. So I'm going to explain all of that today. Going to get a deep dive into why the Ninja 500 is the best beginner bike on the market, in my opinion, because you just don't need any more speed and power than what the Ninja 500 provides. Because as a 140-pound rider at 5'10", I can top this bike out at 126, and I think everybody knows that you don't need, right, keyword, you don't need anything more than 126 for daily riding. Like, if you're on the highway, you can just chill at like 85, 90 on the Ninja 500 and be so happy. And then when you're on back roads like this right now, and you're just cruising in third gear going like 50, you are in the most relaxed position possible, like super nice and chill. And the bike still has that sporty look and sporty feel when you need to, ready, drop a little knee, pull on the throttle, and get into a nice corner, because the bike is so lightweight. You can literally toss this thing around, and you can't do that with these bigger upper 636s, R7s as easily. And hold on, we're gonna go past this guy too, hold up. And especially as a beginner, like, you might think that you have the skills ready for that, but you just don't. And I even hate when I see people in my comments and they're like, oh dude, I've loved the 500, but it's been 4 months and I'm upgrading to the 636. Oh my god, dude, that scares the crap out of me, because I've been riding this bike, like I said, 8 straight months daily riding since October 24. I have, let me see how many miles, almost 7,000. We might even hit 7,000 on this ride. That's sick. Drop into second and go right through this stop sign. No one's around. So we're gonna hit 7,000 miles strictly riding the Ninja 500 as a beginner. Like, if you need any more testament as to what a great beginner bike is, then I don't know what it is, because this is it, dude. I've been on this bike. I've been riding it. I have been loving it. I haven't had any bad interactions being on this bike. Like, people, dude, the 500 is so cool and still so unique and new. People don't even know what it is. Like, it's literally my favorite thing when people come up to me and they like think they know bikes, or they're like, oh yeah, I used to ride. They're like, is that a 600? That's my favorite thing when they ask me if it's a 600, because no, it's not. It can't do 636 power. It can't go 150 or whatever. But people ask me all the time if I'm riding a 600. And then even more exciting than that is when they go, oh dude, yeah, I've seen those, that's the Ninja 400. And I go, yeah, no, the Ninja 500, the Ninja 400's been out for quite a while, but they actually just recently redid the entire bike, upgraded the engine to a 451 from the $399, and I get to explain the whole thing, that this is not a Ninja 400, although it has a lot of similar qualities and looks fairly similar. If you know what you're talking about and you know motorcycles, you know right off the rip, this is not a Ninja 400. Or at least I do, and I've been only into bikes for like 5 years or so. So it's very identifiable within the community, but outside the community, people are gonna think you are on the freaking coolest bike ever. They're either gonna think you're on the 636 or the legendary Ninja 400, which everybody knows and loves, but nope, you're on the better version. You're on the Ninja 500. So why is it better and why is it the best beginner bike? Well, we've kind of already touched on that, right? But we'll continue to break it down. So the power, that's why it's a great beginner bike. It doesn't have power that's gonna get you in deathly trouble, even if you're like myself, who loves adrenaline, loves just getting out and being outside and doing outdoorsy things. Like, adrenaline and all this stuff has been a part of my life for forever. So I knew that if I put myself on a bike that had accessible highway power, like power that you don't need, I knew I would be using it. Just why? Well, because for fun and because you have it, obviously. No rider on a 636 like ever has been like, oh yeah, dude, I've had this bike for 4 months, but I still haven't hit top speed on it because I'm still a new rider and no, never. When have you ever heard that? If you've ever heard that, tell me in the comments right now. But also get in the comments and talk about the best beginner bike. Do you agree with what I'm saying so far? That the Ninja 500 is the best beginner bike, or at least among the best class of beginner bikes? Like, you can put it up against the RS 457, I guess, and say the RS 457 is the best beginner bike. But no, I don't believe the RS 450 is better, just because it's more accessible for people. Mods are harder to find, XYZ. That's why I believe the 500 is better than the 457. But oh wow, this light actually turned. I was looking around behind me to see if it would turn. I mean, to see if there was anybody cop, because it usually doesn't turn. I have to go past the red. But dude, yeah, it just has the right amount for the street, and you're not in a race position. Because I even watched a video the other day of someone who went from a 500 and then upgraded to a 636, and now after like 4 months they are really not enjoying it. They wish they had their 500 back. They don't like the sporty position. They're not able to bang through the gears anymore. They're like, okay, you have to be going like upwards of 70 miles an hour to, you know, properly shift into third if you're really kind of running the bike without bogging the engine down. And he's like, it's not enjoyable. You're on the back roads and you never get to bang through any gears. Like right now I'm in third, but if I wanted to, I'm on the back road. I could bang to fourth. I could bang to fifth by the time I get to 70. So, and then I can downshift from fifth to fourth here. Like, the whole experience of downshifting and upshifting is so much different on a 500 than it is on these upper sport bikes, and that's why you just don't need them. And I think a lot of people, beginners especially, they're getting baited by their friends, or they're getting peer pressured into buying these bigger bikes and thinking, oh yeah, like, well, I'm just gonna grow out of it anyways in 3 or 4 months, right? So I might as well just get the bigger bike now. Well, dude, if you have that mindset, man, that's just tough. It's just tough, and it's disappointing to hear, because it's not the route you should be taking in this sport. And that's really what it is, you guys. Riding a motorcycle is not just like an activity. Riding a motorcycle is one of the most dangerous and aggressive sports that you can ever introduce yourself into, right? Just, if you need any proof of that, go watch MotoGP races or Isle of the Man or any of that stuff. Go watch how fast they're pushing these bikes and what happens when they crash. Holy crap. The injuries, the repercussions, you name it. I don't think there's a single professional basketball player or fucking baseball player, bro, that's suffered some of these. What do they, tear an ACL or whatever? Oh my god, babies. Boo-hoo. These dudes are out here freaking breaking bones, losing limbs and stuff out here just to race and have fun on these motorcycles. So don't think that you should or could, as a beginner, hop on a 636, which is one of the most aggressive sport bikes ever created on the face of the planet Earth. And also, great segue into what is an awesome point right now. If you still don't have a bike, you can't even buy the 636 because of the current recall. They're not on showroom floors. If you don't know, if you've been living under a rock, if you like motorcycles, I'm sure you've already heard that the 24 or 25 636s, every single one that was sold, has a problem with it's like some bearing or something in the engine or whatever. I'm not an expert, but it's pretty much causing catastrophic engine failure at whatever speed you're going, and your engine's just gonna blow up on you and either gonna cause your rear tire to lock up, and pretty much you're gonna crash instantly. If you're on the highway, you're toast. Like, that's absolutely horrible. So they issued a do not ride recall letter notice to owners of all people who bought a 636 in 2024 and 2025. If you don't understand how devastating that is for Kawasaki and how brutal that process is going to be remedying that situation, just stay tuned, because people will be talking about it and it's going to become a huge topic. But the 636 is really meant for people who know what they are doing on a bike and need a lot of power, because most of the time they're taking it and using it, wait for it, at a track. Oh my God, isn't that the craziest thing? Bringing a sport bike to a track where it's meant to be. So the Ninja 500, like we've talked about this before, is a street bike. I describe the Ninja 500 as the best beginner street bike. It's not a sport bike, okay? I'm not in a race position. My rear sets aren't way up high, and I can casually ride this bike without being uncomfortable. You cannot casually ride a bigger bike than this as a beginner and be comfortable. You just can't. So if you're still watching to this point real quick, and you still have doubts in your mind about buying the Ninja 500 as the best beginner bike, the only thing that should be in your mind is that you are either too heavy or too tall for the Ninja 500. That's the only reason why you wouldn't buy the Ninja 500. Too heavy or too tall. Because the other reasons are because you're getting baited by your friends and you think they're going to try to make fun of you or something for being on a Ninja 500, which you just clearly have bad friends at that point. But oh man, love ripping up this hill. But like I said, the only reason why you wouldn't buy the Ninja 500 is because you need the Ninja 650, and that's totally fair. That's 100% fair. I get where you're coming from. The Ninja 500 is kind of meant for the smaller rider, beginner rider, not bigger, more powerful people, XYZ. If you're above, let's say, like, honestly, I don't know, I'm 140, so I'm thinking if you're like in the 180, 190 range, you're probably pretty tall too. So yeah, let's just call it, like, if you're above 6 foot and you're also like above 180 pounds, I don't know what it's like to sit on this at that like height and weight, but probably definitely before just buying one and picking it up brand new, go sit on one at least and just feel you'll find yourself much more comfortable on the Ninja 650, and that would definitely be my recommendation for just a taller, a little bit bigger person, because the 650, although it has high cc engine per se or whatever, it's still a parallel twin, so it doesn't make nearly as much power as the 636. They're totally different classes of bikes. The Ninja 650 is almost like a sport touring type bike. It's very comfortable. It's like the Ninja 500. It's great for daily riding and getting around town and everything. So bigger riders, go for the 650. If you're smaller and you're a beginner rider, go for the 500. But I want to hear in the comments right now, if you're still watching, what I missed about why this bike is great for beginners. I mean, obviously I didn't talk about price or anything like that, but like I've done so many breakdowns of this bike that you can go watch those other videos. But today I mainly just wanted to talk about like the fact that it is the best beginner bike and you don't need more speed than this. Like, and if you think you do, it's just because people are telling you otherwise. like your friends and stuff, and they're all riding R6s or bigger bikes, and they think they're way cooler than they are, and it literally doesn't matter what size CC bike you ride. It just matters that you ride it and enjoy it and have fun and don't crash and all that stuff. That's way more important than being like, hey, well, my bike goes faster than yours. Oh, well, okay, cool. What the hell do I care? Right, dude, literally, I ride my bike daily. I'm not racing the cars on the road. The only thing I'm racing is time getting to work, and guess what? I leave for work on time, so I never have an issue with that. Like, dude, there's just so many things that add up to making a bad decision about getting a bigger bike as a beginner. Just realize what your skills are. You don't have any. And realize that the Ninja 500 provides every single thing that you could ever want in a street bike. It is amazing. It is lightweight. It is cheap. I get on this bike for like 200 bucks a month. It costs nothing to put gas in it. And as a person who has no experience, the clutch is so easy to use. And even if you put some 60-61 levers on here, it'll be a dream. Way easier than OEM. And the other thing, because I don't want to run this video too long and everything, I want to keep it pretty concise about why the Ninja 500 is the best beginner bike. I just want to show you guys my Tramoto kit. Yo, I'm so stoked about these, dude. Tramoto is such a cool company, and I'm going to be doing plenty of unboxings of these. This is the Pro kit, by the way, you guys. I'm rocking the Pro right now because I got no gear on. So if I fell and I needed heavy duty trauma, boom, I got it right here before the EMT gets to me. So absolutely sick, and they have so many cool updates going on and everything. In the future, they're about to be rolling out some new products, so stay on the lookout and be using code 2DownDan every time you're at checkout at tramoto.com, baby. But hey, I need to go and get to the rest of my life for the day because it's Wednesday, it's my day off, and although I get to film on these days, I also have to do chores and stuff, which is why the Ninja 500 is fantastic for doing chores around town. I need to get some groceries. I think that's really it. I just need to grab some groceries and just kind of enjoy the day a little bit. But I'll be outside tonight for WAYYY Wednesday at Belmont Park. If you are watching this right now at 3-ish or in the afternoon, yeah, be excited for WAYYY Wednesday tonight at Belmont, yo. It's gonna be sweet. I'll be chilling, handing out stickers, showing off the Tramoto kits, and if you need me to explain in person why the Ninja 500 is the best beginner bike, I certainly have no problem doing that. But yo, until next time, you guys, you are absolutely amazing, and we are gonna slow down so we don't get hit by this car. Come on, yo. I mean, don't take all day now. Like, jeez, criminy. But yo, thank you guys so much for watching another video. Please subscribe in the top right if you haven't already, and go watch another 2DownDan video. We got so many videos. I can't believe that person was waiting that long. Mad funny. Later, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you outside for WAYYY Wednesday if you're here.